Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Oh! Ha ha ha! Oh my God! You idiots fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, and now your ass is out here buying a 14-year-old game on the Nintendo Switch, a port of a game that was, spoiler alert, not that fucking great to begin with. And guess what? Nintendo did you dirty. They didn't even port the superior Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC version of the game. No, you fucking Nintendrons are getting the hand-me-down, bastardized, chopped up, graphically inferior, plays like a piece of shit Wii port. Because Nintendo demands that you keep that shit consistent. I mean, my God, talk about being treated like a second-class citizen. You motherfuckers are out here being treated like third world country citizens, and you know what? You did it to your goddamn selves. I don't have a shred of sympathy, empathy, or anything else resembling compassion for you clowns, because quite frankly, after buying a $300 paperweight that was underpowered at launch, after buying game after game of the same series Nintendo has been milking for, at this point, 70 years. We're at 70 years now that Mario's tired old illegal immigrant ass has been carrying Nintendo. We're at 70 years of that little boy toy twink Link carrying Zelda forward. I mean, my God, when is enough enough? Sit here telling me that Breath of the Wild wasn't the same fucking game as Ocarina of Time. Sitting here telling me that Mario Odyssey wasn't the same shit as Super Mario 2. I mean, come the fuck on. But you Nintendo clowns, see, this is where LucasArts and Nintendo has you by the balls. They know you'll buy anything that's a reprint and a reskin of the same game that came before. So, instead of putting and allocating their resources into developing the much highly anticipated Star Wars The Force Unleashed 3, you dumb motherfuckers have convinced them to just re-release the objectively worst version of the original, and that's that. Finito, the end. There is no additional recourse. There is no additional game. Instead of getting the third installment in what was clearly set up to be a trilogy of Force Unleashed video games, we now get Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1, the Wii version, ported over to the Nintendo Switch. Holy shit. And you know, I can sit here and I could bag on them. I could call LucasArts and Nintendo fucking clowns. I can call them idiots. But the fact is, they've cracked the code. You idiots are going to buy it. Day one. I bet you idiots have already pre-ordered this shit, man. Oh, but Dead Metal, I'm excited to play a game that's 14 years old. I'm excited to play a re-release and pay $60 for a game that I already played back when I was a fucking teenager. Dead Metal, I'm excited to play the objectively worst version of one of the most overrated games of all time at $60 a pop on my new Nintendo Switch. Well, good for you, dumbass. The rest of us who actually care about this industry, the rest of us who are out here trying to promote healthy growth of creative and stimulating games will not be partaking in this trash. The problem is Nintendo has cornered the market on idiots who have an IQ lower than their fucking shoe size. That's all of you. You idiots who are going to go out and download this day one on the eShop. You idiots who are going to go out and buy this at GameStop, Target, Walmart, Kmart, Radio Shack, day fucking one. They have you cornered so much because they know that not only are the Nintendrons, yeah, the Nintendo idiots who buy everything that comes to the godforsaken Switch, the same console that released in 2017 with 2006 specs, but they also get to tap into the Star Wars base. Star Wars, the most overrated franchise of all time, point blank. True facts. Sorry, Star Wars fans. You ain't gonna like it, but you damn well accept it. It is a bitter pill, a mighty bitter pill, but swallow it you damn well must, because you know that I bring the truth, you know I bring the facts, you know I bring the honesty, and you know I bring the realness like nobody else can ever bring it, like nobody else will ever bring it. In the present, you are being given a gift. Every day you wake up, you should fall to your knees Look at the clouds above and thank dear God up in heaven that you have been so blessed as to exist at the same time as the phenomenal, the revolutionary, dead fucking metal media. I mean, with that alone, right, you really have nothing else to aspire to in life, and you could never be as great as me. But you know what's not getting you anywhere near greatness is buying shit like Star Wars The Force Unleashed. This game is an absolute pile of shit. Now, the truth is, it was a much bigger pile of shit on the Nintendo Wii, but it was a pile of shit on the PS3 and 360 all the same. This game thought it was doing something unique. This game sold you on the idea that it's going to bridge the gap between episodes 3 and 4. Turns out there's a reason nobody's ever explored that time period. And furthermore, Rogue One was a complete flop. People just are not that interested in this time period. And the fact remains nobody's going to be interested 14 years after the goddamn game came out. I mean, don't get me wrong. The 360 and PS3 games, they're about the only fucking thing the Switch can handle. All right, so I understand needing to port games of, well, yesterdecade at this fucking point, retro-ass PS3 and 360 games to your inferior hardware just to keep shoveling out something while we wait for the next reskin of Mario, the next reskin of Zelda, the next reskin of Yoshi, the next reskin of Smash, the next reskin of Mario Kart, the next reskin of Toad. You want me to go on because I can. The fact remains, you have a vast library of quality exclusives from back in the day, back when games were good, and you chose not just the shittiest Star Wars game that came out, but the shittiest game that came out, period, motherfucker, period. What's that? Period, mic drop. And you know it's true. You know it's true. The Force Unleashed and The Force Unleashed 2 by extension, part of the most overrated garbage series of games I've ever played. Now, if you want a true Star Wars game, all right? If you want a Star Wars game that encompasses perfection, that promotes everything the universe is about and gets you enthralled in an engaging plot that pulls you in with character arcs that simply cannot be matched in any other Star Wars medium, and one that's on the Nintendo Switch. So buy this instead of going out and wasting your money on The Force Unleashed 14 years after the fact. No, and you damn sure don't want that trash Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic I did a whole video on. Pissed off a whole bunch of people, but they got a dose of truth that they so desperately needed. No, the definitive Star Wars game, and I guarantee you haven't played it, the definitive Star Wars game, because only the real ones like me know about it, the definitive Star Wars game, not just on the Switch, but any goddamn platform, is, drumroll please, Star Wars Pinball. Star Wars Pinball does something that the sequel trilogy didn't. It does something that Knights of the Old Republic didn't. It does something that The Force Unleashed didn't. It does something that The Force Unleashed 2 didn't. It did something that Republic Commando didn't. It did something that Episode 1 Pod Racer didn't. It did something that Star Wars Battlefront 1 didn't. It did something that Star Wars Battlefront 2 didn't. It did something that Star Wars Battlefront 1 2015 didn't. It did something that Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017 didn't. It did something better than Vader VR. You want to know what it did? It's fun. It actually cares about the end user experience, unlike that pile of trash, Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Star Wars The Force Unleashed is a glorified tech demo meant to act as masturbatory material for the Star Wars nerds, because it came out during a dark time in the Star Wars saga. Like, it was after Episode 3. We knew there were not going to be any more movies. Now, thank God, because Episode 3 was trash. Honestly, all the prequels were trash. Thank God the sequel trilogy came along and set things right. J.J. Abrams is an absolute god, and Rian Johnson is an absolute clown. Get him the fuck out of here. JJ's my boy. We go way back. I actually met him back in Malibu in 2006. That's a story for another day. A story that, quite frankly, you're going to have to pay to hear if you want to donate on one of my Dead Metal Media live streams. But the consensus, the TLDR here, don't waste your fucking money on a reskin, on a retread, on a rehash, on a re-release of a pile of shit because you can polish up a turd, but guess what? It's still a piece of shit at the end of the day. Meanwhile, my Star Wars Pinball easily remains my most played game on the Switch at 400 hours, and I'm going to go jerk myself off and play some more now right after I get done uploading this video. I'm going to sit back with my cigar, got me a bottle of brandy, and I'm going to watch you fucking nerds melt down because that's what I do. Deliver the truth and then walk away and observe.